how did adapting your existing podcasts for Dolby Atmos change your workflow practically?
It does. There were a few teething challenges to begin with. First, all of us founders, the three founders actually come from a very strong content background. We are not, you are not technologists. We don't come from a technology background. I've been a journalist myself for 25 years, a financial journalist, and one of our co-founders has also been a journalist, and the third one has come from the other side of business, of the media business, that is the business side, on the revenue side. But we don't understand technology as much as we understand content, and we believe that we understand content like the back of a palm, and that is the reason why we decided to go down this road and first create it as a pure audio original destination, not as an aggregator, because then we have control over quality and we know what to produce and what we intend to produce. So when we decided to go down this road, we decided to go with Dolby Atmos as our acoustic technology partner, with a great Dolby team that helped us do that. We put our team through a very rigorous training process with the help of the Dolby team, and that is how the skills were enhanced. It's still a learning progress. It's still a work in progress, but we are getting there. And this training is absolutely critical. Unless you go through the training of the finer nuances of sound engineering, sound designing, and acoustic technology, you will never understand why Dolby Atmos is what it is.
And how about Wondery and QCODE as well?
Well, I think, because QCODE historically has focused so much on scripted fiction, we really start with Atmos in mind and the fully spatial audio mix in mind. The UK has such a great tradition of fantastic audio fiction. It kind of died out a little bit, I'd say, in the US, and audiences are sort of relearning that this is a category of content to experience. So we spend a lot of time thinking through the different ways to tell stories. So we have, shows that have narrators or a conceit for why you're hearing the audio. It's a recording from a radio journalist, or some are fully fly on the wall kind of, there's no reason why you're hearing the audio, immersive stories. So with all those formats, though, we really start with the Atmos mix in mind, the spatial audio component, and then really we're down mixing into a binaural mix, which is what we released today. So for us, it's actually an opportunity to think about, future-proofing our content for what this world will look like in a couple more years, where that mix is kind of the standard and assumed and understood.
Yeah, we just put out the third season of our audio drama Blood Ties, which we went back and we actually remixed in Atmos the first two seasons that had already come out. So all three are out. So we sort of had both experiences with making Blood Ties recently. The original designer went back, and it wasn't too complicated from a workflow perspective. He had to sort of relayer the mix, which took some time for the fact that it wasn't set up that way with Atmos in mind in the beginning. And then in the third one, we were able to spend more time thinking about how it would sound as an Atmos, knowing that we were doing it this way. So for example, the fourth episode, the third season, if you've listened to the podcast, is about a family that runs a pharmaceutical company, and the lead role, played by Gillian Jacobs, becomes the CEO in the third season. And her big play to sort of gain credibility and get out of her father's shadow is to buy a company that's experimenting with a groundbreaking psychedelic drug that helps with PTSD and opioid addiction. So we get the fun thing, which every creator loves, which is to do a drug trip sequence. So if you listen to episode 4 of season 3, to be able to approach that with Atmos is like our character's trip, and you get to sort of play around with Atmos. It was a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite episodes of any show that we've done.